King Charles removes advisor who suggested reducing Anne's royal duties. Before we dive into this royal storm, make sure you subscribe, like, and share for more jaw-dropping royal updates. The palace suggestion that reportedly went too far. Imagine walking into Buckingham Palace and casually suggesting that the hardest-working royal in Britain should slow down. Now imagine King Charles hearing that suggestion. According to growing royal chatter, an advisor close to the king allegedly proposed scaling back Princess Anne's royal duties, describing her famously packed schedule as unsustainable. But instead of opening a calm discussion about workload and balance, the suggestion reportedly triggered a major backlash behind palace walls. And if the rumors are true, the advisor didn't just lose influence. They lost their position entirely. For royal watchers, this feels like one of those moments where the monarchy quietly reveals what truly matters behind the polished smiles, sparkling tiaras, and carefully scripted public appearances. Because when it comes to Princess Anne, King Charles may have drawn a line in the sand. But why would reducing duties for a 70-plus-year-old royal become such a dramatic issue in the first place? Princess Anne, the royal who never stops. If the British monarchy were a company, Princess Anne would probably be the employee everyone secretly fears because she works harder than the entire office combined. Year after year, royal engagement statistics show and consistently ranking among the busiest members of the royal family. While younger royals dominate social media headlines and quietly racks up hundreds of public appearances annually without complaint, without theatrics, and without demanding attention. She's the royal equivalent of someone replying to emails at 5 a.m. while everyone else is still asleep. And the public loves her for it. Unlike the glitz associated with some royal figures, Anne's reputation has been built on reliability. Hospitals, military ceremonies, charity visits, fundraising events. She shows up, gets the job done, and moves on to the next engagement. No fuss. No drama. Well, usually no drama. Because this latest report has suddenly placed Anne at the center of one of the palace's most intriguing internal debates. Should loyalty and dedication have limits? Or is Princess Anne simply proving what true royal duty looks like? That question reportedly sparked tensions nobody expected. Why King Charles allegedly took the suggestion personally. Sources close to royal circles claim King Charles was deeply unhappy with the idea of reducing Anne's responsibilities. And honestly, it's not difficult to see why. The bond between Charles and Anne goes far beyond official titles. They grew up together under intense public pressure, survived decades of royal scrutiny, and witnessed some of the monarchy's toughest periods side by side, and has often been described as one of the few people Charles completely trusts. So when someone allegedly suggested she should pull back from royal work, the king may have interpreted it as criticism not only of Anne's stamina, but also of her value to the institution itself. That changes everything. Because for Charles, Anne isn't just another working royal. She's one of the monarchy's strongest pillars during a time when the royal family has faced wave after wave of challenges. Prince Harry's departure, public criticism, health concerns, growing pressure to modernize. Through all of it, Anne remained steady. And perhaps that's exactly why the king reportedly reacted so strongly. But here's the twist many people aren't talking about. What if the advisor actually had a point? Is Princess Anne working too much? Most people complain after answering 3 work emails on a Monday morning. Princess Anne sometimes completes multiple engagements in a single day while traveling across the country with barely any public complaint. Even royal commentators who admire her dedication occasionally admit her workload looks exhausting. So the advisor's alleged concern about Anne's schedule being unsustainable may not have been entirely unreasonable. In fact, many viewers online have started asking an important question. Is the monarchy relying too heavily on Princess Anne? It's a fair concern. The number of senior working royals has shrunk dramatically in recent years. Prince Philip passed away. Queen Elizabeth II is gone. Harry and Meghan stepped back. Prince Andrew disappeared from public duties. That leaves a smaller core group carrying enormous responsibility. And, true to form, seems determined to fill every gap herself. But can anyone realistically maintain that pace forever? That's where the conversation becomes less about palace politics and more about the future of the monarchy itself. Because if and eventually slows down, who replaces her work ethic? The slimmed-down monarchy, problem nobody expected. For years, King Charles reportedly supported the idea of a slimmed-down monarchy, a smaller group of senior royals focusing on essential duties while reducing overall royal spending and public complexity. On paper, it sounded modern and efficient. In reality, it may have created a serious workload crisis. Think about it like a football team suddenly losing half its players but still being expected to win every match. Eventually, the remaining players become exhausted. That appears to be happening inside the royal family. Princess Anne's relentless calendar may actually be covering deeper structural problems within the institution. Fewer working royals means more pressure on those who remain. And Anne, famously duty-driven, rarely says no. Ironically, the advisor who allegedly suggested reducing her schedule may have been trying to address a long-term issue before it became unavoidable. But palace loyalty can be a dangerous game, especially when it involves someone as respected as Princess Anne, and has never seemed particularly interested in celebrity culture. She doesn't chase headlines. She doesn't appear obsessed with public image. She simply works. And in an era dominated by viral moments and carefully curated social media branding, that old-school attitude feels refreshing to many people. That's why the idea of cutting back her duties triggered such a strong emotional reaction online. To supporters, it almost sounded disrespectful, like telling the monarchy's most dependable figure she had become too old or too slow, even if that wasn't the intention. But there's another side to this conversation that deserves attention too, because dedication can sometimes come at a personal cost. Whenever an advisor reportedly leaves under dramatic circumstances, royal watchers immediately start asking one thing: what else is happening behind the scenes? Palace insiders rarely reveal the full story publicly, which only fuels curiosity. Was this simply a disagreement over workload? Or does it hint at larger tensions surrounding the monarchy's future direction? Some analysts believe King Charles is fiercely protective of the institution during a fragile period. Others think palace advisors may be divided over modernization strategies. Should younger royals take on more responsibility? Should public appearances be reduced? Should aging senior royals finally slow down? These are sensitive conversations with enormous consequences for the monarchy's image. And when disagreements happen inside royal circles, they rarely stay private for long, especially in today's nonstop media environment. One leaked conversation can suddenly become global news overnight, which brings us to the biggest question of all. What happens next for Princess Anne? Princess Anne shows no signs of slowing down, despite ongoing speculation, and herself continues appearing in engagements with the same calm determination that has defined her royal career for decades. No dramatic statements, no emotional interviews, no public complaints, just work. And perhaps that's exactly why King Charles values her so deeply. In many ways, and represents a version of royal duty that feels increasingly rare, steady, disciplined, and almost stubbornly committed regardless of public opinion. Whether people support or criticize the monarchy, it's difficult to deny the consistency she has shown. Still, even the strongest people eventually need support. And many royal fans now hope the palace finds ways to protect Anne's well-being without diminishing the role she clearly takes pride in. Because if this controversy has revealed anything, it's that Princess Anne's presence matters far more than many people realized. This reported palace fallout may have started with one advisor's comment about workload, but exposed something much bigger. Princess Anne isn't just another royal figure attending ceremonies. She has become a symbol of consistency during one of the monarchy's most unpredictable eras. And King Charles reportedly removing an advisor over this issue sends a powerful message. Loyalty, duty, and trust still matter deeply inside the palace. So what do you think? Was the advisor right to raise concerns about Princess Anne's intense schedule? Or did King Charles make the right decision defending one of the monarchy's hardest-working figures? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more explosive royal updates, hidden palace tensions, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss.